Looks like there's rain up ahead, like there's a crack in the heavens. Feels like my day could be turning, like I can tell that my luck's gonna change. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Looks like the tables have turned, like there's a change in the weather. Feels like my time is returning, like I'm about to get out of this cage. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. 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 Looks like I'm Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. 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 Looks like I'm on my knees.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I close my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you illusion of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul underneath this black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the light, let it black out, hit the light, let it black out. Hey. Black bird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, black. Baby, you should come with me. Me and you and me. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the light, let it black out, hit the light, let it black out. Black bird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything, black everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, all black, everything, black.
To the woman who has come in, she is shaking her umbrella, and I look the other way as they are kissing their hellos, and I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk. I am diner on the corner. I am and to pour the coffee. I am before I even argue. He is at somebody coming in. It is always nice to see you, says the man behind the counter to the woman who has come in. She is shaking her umbrella, and I look the other way as they are kissing their hellos, and I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk. I open up the paper, there's a story of an actor who had died while he was drinking. It was no one I had heard of, and I'm turning to the horoscope and looking for the funnies when I'm feeling someone watching me, and so I raise my head.
Oh, what's up everyone? Hope you're having a good evening tonight. Oh, I'll be back in just one sec. Just forgot to grab some. Alright, so let's take a look at the total crypto market cap and get the night started. So for the monthly, we still have that tiny bit of bearish momentum beginning to build here. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Bearish divergence on the monthly chart, so same as Bitcoin. And let's see. And just looks like consolidation going on there on the candle so far. Alright, so for the weekly, bearish momentum continues to get weaker and the stochastic is coiling up, so it looks like it's getting close to making the next major move soon. We're more around the bearish control zone for the RSI, with very slight bearish engulfing on the weekly candles. Bearish momentum is building on the daily, bearish cross on the daily stochastic. A lot of consolidation on the candles, and we're just slightly around the bearish control zone here on the RSI. Bearish momentum is getting weaker on the 4-hour, stochastic's coiling up, so attempting to decide what to do next. Bearish control zone for the RSI, and some slight bearish engulfing going on here on the candles. 1 hour, tiny bit of bearish momentum getting weaker, but the stochastic is still crossed bearish. RSI bounced back up around neutral, and just a lot of consolidation here. So honestly, it just looks like there's a lot of consolidation going on around this range here that's in. So still looking a little more bearish than bullish, so we're going to wait for a little more information to develop on total market cap, but let's see how Bitcoin's looking today. Second month of bearish momentum building, bearish cross on the stochastic here. RSI is actually slightly still around the bullish control zone here, so that's looking nice for Bitcoin. And some consolidation here, so not looking horrible on the monthly aside from the MACD and the monthly bearish divergence, but it already pulled down pretty close to the neutral zone, so maybe that was it for the monthly bearish divergence, and potential for it to bounce back here, but there's not really signs of an immediate reversal yet. Alright, so for the weekly, the bears continue to lose momentum. The stochastic's coiled up but attempting to cross bullish here, so it's looking alright. More around the bearish control zone on the RSI, but flattened out. And just some serious consolidation going on here. Bearish momentum getting stronger on the daily. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Neutral on the RSI. And just consolidation. So far the candles are looking pretty neutral to me as well. 4 hour bears losing momentum. Bullish cross on the stochastic. The RSI is pretty close to neutral. And just serious amount of consolidation going on at this level as well. So what I like about Bitcoin is we didn't actually fall below the right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulder. So until we see a break below here, for the smaller time frames, it is still looking more bullish than bearish to me. Now it is definitely still possible that we do see some further pullback from this level. But if we were to pull back, all that we need to do is hold above, let's see, check the monthly. About 29,500 and above, and it'll still be a higher low. So until we see that break, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin for the larger time frames currently. And 1 hour, just a lot of consolidation, bearish momentum getting weaker, neutral on the RSI, and stochastics kind of starting to look like it wants to coil up, but still bearish on the stochastic. And let's take a look at the stock indexes and see how those are looking today. Alright, so for the Dow Jones, first bearish momentum since October of 2020. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Bearish divergence as well on the monthly. On the weekly, the bears continue to gain momentum. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Still room on the RSI if it wants to drop further, and we're also bearishly engulfing on the candles. On the daily, bears losing momentum, bullish cross. Daily bullish divergence, so I really like the looks of that. Especially the way that it's just wicking to the top of the fib level here. So, wick off the fib, wick off the fib. Consecutive daily bullish divergence. Bearish momentum's getting weaker, bullish cross on the stochastic. Dow Jones is actually starting to look nicer than it was. Let's see what the lower time frames look like now. Bullish momentum getting weaker on the 4 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic. Just starting to enter the bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing on the candle slightly. Bears gaining momentum on the 1 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic. Pretty close to oversold on the RSI, and bearish engulfing on the candles here. Yeah, it still has more work to do before it's really going to be looking bullish, but if we start to get some more confirmation, I wouldn't really be surprised if we do see another nice rally on stocks. I also personally wouldn't be surprised if we see one huge rally for stocks, and then we see one of the largest crashes in our lifetime. So definitely lots of potential to be making profit here, but at the same time I'm taking a little bit of a defensive stance when it comes to a lot of assets. Or at the very least, I'm going to have some tighter profit targets set to make sure that I take profit on the way up if we do get one more rally for stocks. Alright, so let's see what the Nasdaq is looking like today. Bearish momentum for the first time since July 2020. Bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish divergence on the monthly. On the weekly, bears are gaining momentum, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI with more room to go to the downside, and bearishly engulfing on the candles. For the daily, bears losing momentum, bullish cross, We also have daily bullish divergence on the NASDAQ, or S&P 500, my mistake. So it's looking like the Dow Jones in that aspect, so I do like that. The RSI is still in the bearish control zone currently, though. Bulls losing momentum on the 4-hour, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearish engulfing. So same thing as Dow Jones, we definitely want to see some more work put in here and some signs of reversal before getting too excited. The market isn't quite looking bullish yet, but it's starting to show some bullish indication, especially with that daily bullish divergence that we see there. Alright, now the NASDAQ. So second month straight of bears gaining momentum, first bearish momentum since October 2019. Bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish divergence on the monthly RSI, and bearishly engulfing on the candles. Bearish momentum growing on the weekly. Stochastic's coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do next. And the RSI is pretty close to oversold, but not quite yet. And bearish engulfing on the candles. Bearish momentum getting weaker on the daily, bullish cross on the stochastic, daily bullish divergence, and a lot of consolidation going on here. And 4-hour bulls losing momentum, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and bearishly engulfing. So all the stock indexes are looking a little bit nicer than they were, but I'm going to be waiting for confirmation of potential reversal before I make any moves on stocks or any index funds at this point. Alright, so let's see how gold and silver finish the week. Alright, so for the monthly, bears are losing momentum. Bullish cross on the stochastic, very clear bullish cross at that. Very slightly overbought on the RSI, and a very nice bullish engulfing monthly candle. Weekly, the bulls are gaining a lot of momentum. Stochastic's coiling up like it's attempting to decide what to do next. Bit more overbought on the weekly RSI, but very, very beautiful bullish engulfing. Got above every major resistance except previous all-time highs on gold at this point. And bulls losing momentum on the daily, bearish cross on the stochastic. Starting to get back into under that 70 zone, so it's slightly overbought, but trying to come back down. And very slight bearish engulfing going on here on the daily candle. Bears losing momentum on the 4-hour, bullish cross on the stochastic, RSI is at neutral. And for the 1-hour, bulls gaining momentum, stochastics coiled up, pretty well neutral in the RSI and lots of consolidation. So smaller time frames is showing that the market doesn't really know what it wants to do, trying to decide a direction to go. But whenever you take a look at the larger time frames, especially the weekly, it's just looking extremely bullish. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bit of a pullback, which ideally, if we hold the 236 fib level, 1,833, that'd be perfect. But at the very least, 1,790 would be what I'd like to see hold. Overall, gold's definitely one of my favorite looking assets currently. Alright, so silver. Bears losing momentum on the monthly. Very, very nice bullish cross on the stochastic on the monthly for silver. Very beautiful bullish engulfing here, especially when you see that double bottom. Weekly bullish momentum growing. Very nice bullish cross on the stochastic. Bullish control zone on the RSI, and bullish engulfing on the candles. And same thing as the monthly, this double bottom we see here just looks absolutely beautiful on silver right now. Bulls are losing momentum on the MACD for the daily. bearish cross on the stochastic. The RSI is just slightly overbought, and a lot of consolidation going on here on the candles. And silver, bears losing momentum, bullish cross on the stochastic. Starting to enter that bullish control zone on the RSI with bullish engulfing going on. And 1 hour, I just see a lot of consolidation. Starting to enter the bullish control zone on the RSI. Stochastic's coiled up, but still crossed bearish for now, but looks like it's going to attempt to decide direction to go soon. Not coiled up too tight yet, but you can see it's starting to round out. And bullish momentum is getting weaker. So, smaller time frames, maybe a bit of consolidation or a minor pullback. Larger time frames, really love the looks of silver. And this is at a much nicer accumulation zone than gold. So gold, we're pretty close to the top of the fib extension. Meanwhile, silver, we're just above the 618 fib level. So as many of you know, this is typically where I'll begin to accumulate an asset I'm bullish on at the 618 and under. I'll pick up heavier bags at the 786. And if we get to the bottom of the fib extension, like with Doge, it's actually under the fib extension right now. That's where I'll start to pick up my heaviest bags if I'm bullish on the asset. Yeah, what's good, Gabe? Anything you want me to check out for you tonight? I'm just going to check out Alliance Block, Quant, and one other coin, and then I'll get to whatever you want, if there's anything you want me to see. I had already taken a look at the stock indexes, but I can go back to those for you if you want. Alright, so Alliance Block. Bears are losing momentum on the weekly. Stochastic is coiling up very nicely. Oversold on the RSI, slightly oversold, but it's the weekly, so much more significant of a time frame. And we got a slight bearish engulfing going on the candles here. The daily, this is actually the first bullish momentum we've had growing since the 3rd of March. So the fact that this is beginning to grow again, that's looking really nice. Now if we can see the stochastic on the daily cross bullish, that'll be looking great for this asset at that point. RSI is just hugging the 30 zone, so that'd be oversold once you get under 30. And a lot of consolidation going on this new daily candle here. 4 hour bulls losing momentum, bullish cross on the stochastic. RSI is just starting to enter the bearish control zone, and a very tiny bearish engulfing on the 4 hour. Bullish momentum's getting weaker on the 1 hour. Stochastic is coiled up, so attempting to decide what to do next. Neutral on the RSI, and a little bit of bearish engulfing, but this looks more like consolidation than anything on the 1 hour. So yeah, I'm actually really liking the looks of Alliance Block personally, especially from an accumulation zone standpoint. It would be over the 5x to previous all-time highs I typically aim for. So anything that there's at least a 5 to 1 risk-reward ratio from where we are to the top, I'll likely start to accumulate the asset if I like it at that point, which this would be over a 5x to the previous all-time high. Alright, Quant. Bears losing momentum on the weekly, stochastics coiling up and attempting to cross bullish. The RSI is still around the bearish control zone, but flattening out a lot. And just some heavy consolidation going on here on the candles. The bulls are attempting to gain momentum on the daily. Stochastic is crossed slightly bearish, but coiling up a bit. RSI is pretty close to a perfect neutral. And lots of consolidation, but very tiny bullish engulfing on the daily candle here. Bulls gaining momentum on the 4 hour, bullish cross on the stochastic, neutral on the RSI, but bullish engulfing on the candles. Bulls losing momentum on the 1 hour, bearish cross on the stochastic, just hugging the top of that bullish control zone, and very tiny bearish engulfing, but that's more of a consolidation than anything right there. Yeah, I do really like the looks of Quant here as well. It's not exactly, but it's just under a 4x to previous all-time highs here. Yeah, so it's a pretty nice accumulation zone, and it does look like we just formed a higher low on the candles as well. We were low here, and then here was a higher low. So I'm going to wait for a little more information to develop on this asset and see what's going on there, but it is starting to look pretty interesting on Quant. And just one moment, I'm just double checking one asset that one of my friends wanted me to check out for them tonight. Okay, Casper Labs. Alright, bulls are losing momentum. Stochastics coiling up, slightly bearish. Bearish engulfing on the candles still. Weekly could be looking better, but the daily, I actually like that we're losing bearish momentum here for the first time. Let's see. Last time we seen bullish momentum was on the 6th. So, been roughly about a week. So let's see if we start to see some bullish momentum building if this gets weaker over the next few days. We are still bearishly engulfing on the candles here. We are quite oversold on the RSI though. 4 hour, bulls losing momentum, bearish cross on the stochastic, quite oversold on the RSI, but bearishly engulfing here. Yeah, I like the accumulation zone on this asset, but I don't really see immediate signs of potential reversal yet on Casper Labs, so I'm going to wait for a little bit for this to develop. And Epic Prime. There we go. Not much information on this asset since it's newer, so for the weekly chart at least, I don't have much to work with. There is bearish engulfing going on the candles though. Now for the daily, bullish momentum is growing. Stochastics coiled up. It's crossed slightly bearish for now. RSI is quite oversold, and we're still bearishly engulfing on the candles here. This is a very nice risk-reward ratio actually though on this asset, so I definitely understand why you wanted to take a look at this. Bearish momentum getting weaker on the 4 hour. Stochastics coiling up. Quite oversold on the RSI, and looking like it's just consolidating around this level on the candles for the 4 hour here. I believe that's about 95 roughly to previous all-time highs. So that would be about a 19x if I'm not mistaken. So definitely a very nice risk-reward ratio on this asset. Oh, actually we do have a little bit of bullish divergence there if I'm not mistaken. Let's see the larger time frames as well. Oh yeah, that's very clear here on the 1 hour. So you can see the candles are trending down, but the RSI goes from a low to a higher low. So that would be a bullish divergence. Now if we look at the 4 hour, so 1 hour smaller bullish divergence, 4 hour larger here. It's looking all right for that, especially with the consolidation, but I would like to see the stochastic on the daily cross bullish. If we see a bullish cross on the stochastic for the daily, some more bullish momentum beginning to build, maybe a bullish engulfing candle here on the daily, it'll start to be looking nicer at that point, but for now I'm just going to wait for some more information to develop on this asset. yeah, I checked out pretty well everything that I was supposed to for tonight, so if there's anything that you guys want me to take a look at for you, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just start checking out the other stuff on my stream deck. Alright, Thor, bulls losing momentum on the daily. Stochastic is starting to coil up here on the daily chart as well, but still crossed bearish. Oversold on the RSI. And just some consolidation going on here right now. Bears losing momentum on the 4 hour. Stochastic's coiling up and attempting to cross bullish. RSI is oversold. And for the daily or 4 hour candle, it just looks like we're kind of consolidating here. Bullish cross on the stochastic for the 1 hour. Bullish momentum growing. Oversold on the RSI by quite a lot. It's looking like we do have some bullish divergence though. Oh, 1 hour bullish momentum building, bullish cross on the stochastic, bullish divergence, and consolidation. It's in a pretty dirty downtrend, so we're going to need to wait for a little more confirmation of it potentially reversing, but we're starting to get close to the very floor for Thor, so definitely starting to show more potential for a reversal. But yeah, the smaller time frames aren't really looking that great on it. Alright, so let's take a look at power. First bullish momentum we've seen on power since the 10th of February, so I am liking the looks of that. RSI is just close to oversold, but not quite, and we got a lot of consolidation going on here. Okay, actually be February 10th, the last time we've had bullish momentum on the daily. 4 hour bullish momentum building, stochastics coiling up, still cross slightly bearish, quite oversold on the RSI. And very slight bearish engulfing, looking more like consolidation so far. On the 1 hour, bulls losing momentum, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI. And it's just consolidating here, looking like it kind of wants to make a move soon, but whenever you start to see an asset thin out on the chart like this, where it's just getting thinner and thinner as it goes, typically if it goes on for a long time, when it finally breaks, it's a more explosive movement. Alright, milk. Tempting to bearishly engulf, but so far it's consolidating on the daily. Bearishly engulfing on the 4 hour. Quite oversold on the RSI. Bears losing momentum on the MACD. And the stochastic's very coiled up at this point. Alright, polar. Bulls gaining momentum on the daily. Stochastics coiling up, so tempting to decide what to do next. Very neutral on the RSI. And just consolidating here on the candles. Bears losing momentum on the 4 hour, bullish cross on the stochastic. Starting to enter the bullish control zone on the RSI, but not quite yet. And just a little bit of consolidation going on here. Well, actually, we've been in quite a little range here for a while on the 4 hour. Bulls very slightly gaining momentum on the 1 hour. Stochastic's coiling up, so it's attempting to decide what to do next. Starting to enter the bullish control zone on the RSI for the 1 hour. And a lot of consolidation on the candles here. And I'll be back in just 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to go grab some more water quick. Alright, I'm back. So, out of all the NAS protocols, Polar's actually looking the nicest, surprisingly. It seems to be trading very consistently around this $2 range. Hey, what's up, Norm? Oh, I'm still here. I just went to grab a drink quick. Yeah, I like that there's 2 days of bullish momentum here. Quite a lot of consolidation, and it's looking like whenever Polar does make a move that it could do some significant movement to the upside if it ends up breaking out above this previous high here. Is there anything you want me to check out for you tonight, Norm? Oh, forgot to check one more thing on deck screener quick. Let's see how VVS Finance is looking. Alright, so for the daily, bears are losing momentum, stochastic is beginning to coil up, so tempting to decide what to do next. That daily bullish divergence that I was talking about looks like it's attempting to play out into a little pump, so we'll see how that develops over the next few days. Bullish momentum's growing on the 4 hour, very nice bullish cross on the stochastic. RSI is attempting to get back up around neutral and bullishly engulfing here. Yeah, for sure. I'll finish taking a look at VVS quick, and then I'll take a look at copper and aluminum for you. Bullish momentum's growing on the 1 hour, bullish cross on the stochastic, and a very nice bullish engulfing candle here. And we're just entering the bullish control zone for the 1 hour. So VVS is starting to show signs of potential reversal. So we're going to be keeping a real close eye on the stochastic in the coming days, and we're going to see how this bullish engulfing plays out. So if we see the bullish divergence manifest into some bullish momentum beginning to build, a bullish cross on the stochastic, RSI starting to come back around, and bullish engulfing candles. It's very, very possible that VVS found its bottom, especially the way that it's looking like it's bottomed out and starting to form a double bottom here. Alright, so let's see if we got a double bottom on VVS and see how this plays out over the next few days. This is one asset I'm very excited to see how it plays out. The risk-reward ratio on this is absolutely phenomenal from where we are now, and on top of that, the utility of this token is definitely one of my favorite tokens out of crypto currently. And alright, so I'll take a look at copper and aluminum. Alright, so bulls are still gaining momentum on the weekly. Stochastic is coiled up but still cross slightly bullish. Bullish engulfing I really like to see, especially if we get a little push off from this previous high here. I like the way that the lows are rounding out here on the daily. There is still bullish momentum getting weaker and a bearish cross on the stochastic though. And we're in the neutral zone on the RSI for the daily. For the 4 hour, bulls losing momentum, bearish cross. Around the bearish control zone for the RSI, and we're attempting to bearishly engulf. So 4 hour could be looking better. Bearish momentum's growing on the 1 hour, but the stochastic is coiling up. Bearish control zone on the RSI with more room to go to the downside if it wants to, and slight bearish engulfing on the candles here. Yeah, I would probably be waiting for a little more information to develop on copper to see how this plays out, especially with the way that the daily stochastic looks, and if we start to see some bullish momentum coming back and a bullish cross on the stochastic, at that point it may be a good time to go long on copper potentially. And let's see how aluminum's looking. Very nice bullish momentum on the weekly. We do have a bearish cross on the stochastic though. It's looking like a little bit of bearish divergence on the weekly. Bearish momentum building on the daily. Bearish cross on the stochastic. Just slightly above neutral in the RSI. We're slightly in the bullish control zone. And a lot of consolidation going on here on the candles for the daily. Aluminum's actually looking a bit nicer than copper on the smaller time frames right now. Bearish momentum's getting weaker, bullish cross on the stochastic, neutral on the RSI, and very, very slight bullish engulfing on the candles. Bullish momentum's growing on the weekly, bullish cross on the stochastic. Getting pretty close to the bullish control zone, but still neutral on the RSI. and making an attempt at bullish engulfing on the candles here. So I'd say aluminum's probably looking nicer than copper. I'd wait for more information to develop on copper for sure. I'm just going to see how the stochastic looked here. Yeah, there's bearish momentum on the daily and a bearish cross on the stochastic though. So what I would be waiting for confirmation would be some bullish momentum to begin to build on the daily again, and for there to be a nice bullish cross on the stochastic. At that time, these would both be a lot more actionable at that point for a long. Anything else that you guys want me to check out for you tonight? I know you like XLM, Norm, so I'll take a look at that. Alright, so for the weekly, bears losing momentum, bearish cross on the stochastic. Okay, bullish divergence if I'm not mistaken. Okay, bearish momentum's getting weaker, still crossed bearish though. Bullish divergence. And quite a lot of consolidation here on the weekly candles. Bullish momentum's growing on the daily here. Stochastics cross bullish. Neutral on the RSI, and slightly bullishly engulfing here on the candles. Bullish momentum growing on the 4-hour, bullish cross on the stochastic. Bullish control zone on the RSI, and attempting to bullishly engulf here. So XLM's starting to look quite a lot nicer than it was. Yeah, if there's nothing else that you guys want me to check out for you tonight, I'll probably check out a few more assets and then call it a night. So bearish momentum's growing on the weekly, bearish cross on the stochastic, bearish control zone on the RSI, and attempting to bearishly engulf on the candles. Bullish momentum's growing on the MACD, stochastics coiled up, so attempting to decide what to do next. Bearish control zone on the RSI, but starting to come up towards neutral, and just a lot of consolidation going on in the candles here. Bearish momentum's getting weaker on the 4-hour, bullish cross on the stochastic. Neutral on the RSI, but getting pretty close to the bullish control zone. And bullish engulfing on the candles, aside from the last two. Yeah, I'll take a look at VThor in just one sec. Do you want me to check out VChain for you as well while I'm at it? And for Hex, bullish momentum's getting weaker on the 1-hour, stochastics coiled up, so attempting to decide what to do next, neutral on the RSI. And just neutral on the candles, consolidation, attempting to decide what to do next. Okay, it's almost like we got a tiny bull flag going on here. So whenever you look at this bullish momentum, if the stochastic bounces instead of crossing bearish, and we see a nice little run here, could be looking really nice for Hex at that point. And let's take a look at VThor and see how that's looking. Okay, perfect, I'll take a look at VChain as well as soon as I'm done looking at VThor. Alright, so weekly bearish momentum is getting weaker. Stochastics very coiled up, so attempting to decide what to do. Pretty close to oversold, but still a bit more room to go to the downside if it really wants to. and consolidation attempting to bearishly engulf on the candles. Bullish momentum is building on the daily here. Stochastics coiling up, so attempting to cross bullish soon. Kind of close to oversold, but not quite. And let's see for the candles. A very slight bullish engulfing above the last candle. Bearish cross slightly on the 4-hour stochastic, bullish momentum getting weaker. A lot of consolidation going on here. And for the 1-hour, bearish momentum's building, stochastics coiling up. RSI is neutral, but attempting to get into the bearish control zone. And just a huge amount of consolidation here. I'm not sure why the stochastic is this zoomed in. Oh, one sec. Just gotta fix my chart here. I'm trying to adjust my stochastic, but I'm not quite sure why it's not allowing me to. Alright, well, I'll just take out the stochastic for now until I figure out how to get that set back up later. And let's take a look at VeChain. Alright, bearish momentum's getting weaker on the weekly, bearish control zone on the RSI, neutral on the candles, bullish momentum's getting weaker on the daily, RSI is around the bearish control zone still, and attempting to bearishly engulf in the candles. Bullish momentum getting weaker on the 4-hour, bearish control zone, bearish engulfing on the candles. Bearish momentum getting weaker, neutral on the RSI, and just a lot of consolidation going on here. It's looking alright, but I'd probably still want to see more of a confirmation of a rally before doing anything with VeChain. Is there anything else that you want me to check out for you before I call it a night? Yeah, if it's nothing else that you guys want to see, I'll probably just call it a night here. Alright, well, have a great evening, everyone. I'll talk to you all on Monday.
she hit me like that. Saw that thing so beautiful. That she just hit my heart, oh. That full force and she got me like that. I be like that, baby. Why you so fine? Gotta make you mine. So hard to find. Baby, like, oh, how'd you do the thing? The way that you do it, and she ain't even show nothing. She be walking around so confident, so heaven sent. I think she was meant to knock them daylight. Like, girl, you so fine. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Girl, you rockin' like, baby, so fine. Miss Baby, girl, you knock 'em dead. She was so sublime, super fine. She was never lying, strutting in the heels or her slides. Either way, eyes on her every single day, week, year. Everyone wondering how she does it with no fear. All that confidence, was it heaven sent? Does it come within? Does it come run out? I don't know. She'll just have them running out and in. Man, they want to sin, talking deadly sin with Mrs. Lady. I don't understand why she hit them like